Hi guys, well it's time to get back to Big Brother. So, if you're wondering why it took me so long to make this review, there's a few reasons. One, I started watching the slasher franchises. Two, Big Brother 9 left me with such a bad taste I honestly did need a break from Big Brother. And three, when I first tried to watch this season, I discovered that Quirky Dude's videos appeared to be missing a little bit of footage, but also he was labeling a couple of them wrong, so I decided, you know what, Quirky Dude, you've gotten me to the point where I can just use websites like iTunes or Amazon to stream these seasons, so that's what I'm gonna do from now on. You've gotten me as far as you had to, but I'm good now. So it's going to be a little longer for me to do it because I have to download the episodes and then view them. But anyway, Big Brother 10, I actually really liked this season because of several reasons, but at the same time it's going to be pretty tough to talk about because it just feels like that. I can't explain it really. So, what did I like about it? Well, going back to basics actually proved not to be such a bad idea because, well, I've never minded house guests knowing each other or having relationships and such. I feel like that does add to the game, but for once, stripping that from the house, worked in this season's favor because this season was a lot closer to Big Brothers like 3 and 2 because no one, of course, knew each other, but also the house guests all liked each other a little bit more, just like a lot of the guests in season 3 did, and I think quite a few people from season 2 after the season ended. Because, well, even when people say that they're angry with other people's behavior, almost all of them they realize that it's actually the game. If this was ordinary life, it probably would not have happened, but of course they wouldn't have met each other, so there you go. And I also was amazed at just how few votes weren't unanimous, because there was only 4 evictions this season that didn't have unanimous votes, and 3 of those 4 were actually X number of votes to 1. Woo, huh? So barely anybody had repeating votes. I think the only people that actually got votes more than once were Jerry and Rennie. Not bad, huh? Okay. And I was also a little bit impressed at just how diverse this cast was, because unlike Big Brother 3, these people came from like all kinds of backgrounds and the average age was just a lot more off-center because you had people from all kinds of ages going on. You got Jerry on one and then you got a whole bunch of younger people. That's the best way I can say it. So, about the house guest's opinion, well, I ended up liking pretty much everybody this season to some degree, and even the person I hated the most, and I'm pretty sure that was Libra, I actually can't hate her that much. I look back on me not liking her in the season and I go, she actually didn't really do too much for me to dislike her, honest. I mean, like, sure, when I rewatch the season, I won't like her, just like if I rewatch Big Brother 2, I'm going to feel the same negative feeling towards Will and many other house guests that I felt it, and I'm not going to like actions that Danielle, Marcellus, Jerry, Roddy, Josh did. But I think you get the idea. So, talk about a few of the things. So, first off, the Jesse vs. Rennie debate. Well, originally I was on Jesse's side because Rennie's behavior that was kind of obnoxious, although I can't tell if that was intentional or not. I honestly don't know. So that's how I felt originally, and I was surprised at how they were both part of a group of 8 that went to Jerry in order to take down Brian's alliance, even though a couple of the members in that group were alliance members with Brian at some point. Yeah. So Brian's allies going, I just don't really have a comment. The house, won those HOHs, just like how in Season 6, the friendship just going to the Southern 6, unfortunately, but whatever. And then Jesse going, well, he had gotten a little more arrogant towards the end, and really just America wanted to see Jesse gone, so he left. And about Dan becoming America's player, well, I had kind of had a little bit of spoilers before this season that this particular Dan would become a prominent person in a Big Brother history thanks to Rob Nino's channel. Before I learned to watch what I view on there. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's pretty much all I can say about that there. Then the early half of the jury, well, it was just pretty much a given how the house was behaving, gradually getting down to the core alliances, getting rid of Libra, getting rid of April and Ali, even though there were moments where it didn't appear like they were going to be going. And then Michelle, well, man, that's a tough situation, because on the one hand, you are getting rid of a pretty powerful person, but yeah, Dan did take a huge risk in doing that, and I was impressed with just how he managed to get away, almost got clean, because that's just something that's real dang impressive about him, because unlike I think Will, Dan did have to form a little bit of a relationship with pretty much everybody in the house, because he was part of Brian and his alliance, who all left early. He was responsible for Jesse getting evicted in the hug. He's part of the core alliance that got rid of Libra, April, Michelle, whom he was directly responsible for, along with Lee. And it's thanks to him and his clever alliance with Memphis that the other three members left. So, yeah, he's somehow either involved with them or was responsible for booting all of them. Nice. And since I'm talking about Dan's alliance making, how do I feel about the Renegades? I really like this group, even back when there was like 7 or 8 people left. I'm looking at where this alliance stands with everybody, and how no one has noticed, and how good a relationship Dan and Memphis had with everyone in the house, and I knew then it was their game to lose, and they ran with it and owned the thing. Not bad. Then the other people leaving, I was sorry to see all of them go, because like Keisha and Rennie, I actually grew to really like these two. They formed a great friendship, they were fun to watch from time to time, and just a bummer. I like them. I mean, like, sure, I was a little bit bummed to see April and Ollie go, because I like them, but at the same time they weren't doing the greatest strategy making. Keisha and Rennie did a lot more in that regard, let me tell you. And Jerry, well, I didn't want him to win, but yeah, I felt sorry for seeing him go, because partially he got there because he was dragged along and floated around, but at the same time he did do a good amount. He won a couple of competitions on his own, even though he was given an HOH and a power of veto. So still, a good job, man, for one of the oldest people in reality TV history, if not the oldest. He's definitely way up there. And then, as for the top 2, well, I totally thought that Dan would be the winner, given how he was able to manipulate the jury so elegantly with the taking Michelle strategy and informing everybody except Jerry what had happened. And I was impressed that it was unanimous, so he got almost the perfect Big Brother game, because he won a couple of HOHs and power vetoes, was directly responsible for the latter half of the jury going, if not the entire jury, you can argue that. He was only nominated once, never received a vote to be evicted in the entire season, and got every jury vote. So had he not been nominated that one time, he would have played basically the perfect Big Brother game and become the first winner to never be nominated. Drew was nominated. He just didn't stay on the block, okay? That's just like saying Janelle was nominated only once at Big Brother All Stars. No, she was nominated like 4 or 5 times. She just won the veto every time she was. Okay? So I don't know what else I could say about this season. Great cast, great humor, great fighting, great strategy, great winner, and yeah. Oh yeah, and about his jury choice. Obviously it's just the young guys giving it to the hot girl. Alright, that pretty much sums it up. I guess I had more to say about this season than I thought I did. Bye, guys.